All right. We're all colored and favor our own individual situations, our likes, and we operate and are biased against our dislikes. I say that because this next interview is with Joel Berenson. He is the chief strategist for the Clinton campaign. Now, you may or may not be familiar with him, but he was also one of the chief strategists for Barack Obama. Now, I voted for Obama twice, and no getting around that. And to be honest with you, I probably would vote for him again, but I would definitely want to get with a bunch of people that had access to him in order to get him on camera making promises that we could hold his feet to the fire for. No ifs, ands, or buts, because he really, he's done a lot, but he hasn't done enough, especially for the black community. Now, back to Joel Berenson. Joel Berenson is a snake, and Obama obviously saw him in action and utilized him, obviously, to his benefit. Obama turned a bunch of his people loose in order for them to go work for Hillary Clinton. This is one of the main guys. This guy is what I would call a disingenuous person. I want you to watch this particular interview that Chuck Todd does with him, and he basically dances around any type of involvement, responsibility, or even opinion about the Debbie Wasserman Schultz controversy. And we all know that Debbie Wasserman Schultz damn sure had an effect on the DNC's decisions as far as being pro-Clinton and anti-Bernie Sanders. Here we go.
Clinton senior campaign strategist Joel Berenson. And Joel, welcome back to the show. I know you're inside the hall. Let me start with why did Secretary Clinton decide to give Debbie Wasserman Schultz a job, a chair title here on the 50-state campaign when you're trying to bring the party together and a lot of Sanders people don't trust her? Does she have a real role in the campaign?
Well, look, Chuck, I think the important thing that happened today is Debbie Wasserman Schultz made a decision in the interest of the Democratic Party. We've worked so hard in the last couple of weeks between the two campaigns to reach agreements on the platform, to reach agreements on the process, and we're going in with a united front here. And that's really what the most important thing that's coming at it today is that nobody in the Democratic Party wants to do anything that gets in the way of making sure that we have a unified front to make sure that Hillary Clinton is elected president and Donald Trump never gets elected president.
You know,
bullshit. The thing here is the optic. Debbie Wasserman Schultz announces that she's stepping down, and she can't even get the words out of her mouth before she's part of the Clinton campaign, okay, and in a prominent role. So don't tell me that the important thing is that the party come together. The optics are going to push the Bernie voters away, especially given the vice presidential pick that she chose, Tim Kaine. So that's a bunch of crap.
I have not seen anything, though, from the campaign sort of condemning the tone of the emails or the various things. And by giving her a job, are you condoning the behavior of the DNC officials?
Look, Chuck, we had a vigorous campaign here. I'll let the DNC, and I think we all are agreed, we'll let the DNC conduct a full review of what happened with the emails.
Well, wait a minute. We're going to trust the DNC to do the, well, let me stop you. You're going to trust the DNC to do their own review?
Yeah, that's showing real leadership. You, just like everybody else, saw those emails, saw the tone of the emails, and saw that they were directed against Bernie Sanders. So now all of a sudden you got to close your eyes and wait for a full investigation. You can comment strictly on the emails themselves, especially the one that dealt with trying to use Bernie Sanders' religion or potentially lack thereof against them. So for you to sit up there and not be willing to make any comment even about that one, which everybody in the world knows about, that shows a lack of leadership. That shows a lack of character. That shows that you guys are probably involved in the whole damn thing.
Chuck, I'm sorry. I think there's going to be a temporary chair who will take over the party and be the chair. And it's right that this review has to take place, Chuck. I think you're gliding past what's really going on here right now, which is that we have people starting Monday night, including Bernie Sanders, including people like Cory Booker and First Lady Michelle Obama, and people like President Obama, Joe Biden, President Bill Clinton, who are all going to come and make a very forceful case to the American people about the vision that Hillary Clinton's advancing for the American people who want real change, real differences in their lives, and we're the party that can deliver that, led by Hillary Clinton into the fall. That's what this campaign is going to be about. That's what this convention is going to be about.
Well, yeah, but you're never going to put this thing to bed by trying to sidestep the issue of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. You need to address it and then get it behind you. The way that you're going about it is you're basically ignoring it and putting your head in the sand. And people are going to consistently bring that up, that you had no opinion or no statement regarding the whole situation.
How do you make it so that the convention is about that? A lot of Sanders people upset. Trust me, there's crowds of them out here. They're very happy about the news, but they're not ready to get on board. It doesn't seem like they're ready to get on board and work hard for it. How do you win over skeptical Sanders supporters who are really angry about the treatment they got from the party?
Look, I think those supporters are going to hear what they heard from Bernie Sanders a couple of weeks ago, a full-throated endorsement of Hillary Clinton. I think he's going to lay out, hopefully, the stakes that are, as he has through this campaign, for working people. And he's going to be out there campaigning for Hillary Clinton. And Hillary Clinton's going to be talking to Bernie Sanders supporters all through this election. Look, we're going to compete for every vote. We think we're in a very strong position because anybody who watched the chaos, the divisiveness, the dangerous rhetoric, hateful rhetoric coming out of the Republican convention last week, who considers themselves a progressive, has to believe that our path from now to November is to make sure that Hillary Clinton gets elected president and not Donald Trump.
You know,
Yeah, but the first thing that they're seeing when your convention is coming up is the fact that the damn thing looks like, I didn't say it is, but looks like the damn thing is rigged. So which is worse, the divisiveness of the RNC or the fact that you guys were rigging this thing trying to get a kumbaya moment under false pretenses?
Defending Tim Kaine as a progressive. This morning on my show, Bernie Sanders said, would not call him a progressive, said his views are more conservative and that he would have preferred Elizabeth Warren. Do you need a little more support from Sanders to sell Tim Kaine to the progressive wing of the party?
No, I don't think so. I think, look, Tim Kaine is a person who's governed at every level. He's been an executive. He has been a champion, starting his career in law, fighting housing discrimination cases, taking on some of the biggest financial companies in the country who are engaging in disgraceful redlining. He's got a 100% approval rating from Planned Parenthood and NARAL. He's been a champion for voting rights. I think he's been against the Keystone Pipeline, which is an issue that Senator Sanders used throughout the campaign. Is he in lockstep with every Democrat? No, but no Democrat is in lockstep with other Democrats. But that's the kind of party we are. We don't denigrate people we disagree with. We listen to each other. We advance the causes on which we have common ground. And that's why we are the party of progressives. We are the only party in this race, and Hillary Clinton is the only candidate in this race with Tim Kaine who's going to be advancing a progressive agenda to improve the working lives of working Americans.
You gave a tough description of the Republican convention, but early indications are that Donald Trump got a bump. What do you make of it, and why do you think he got a bump?
I'll tell you, Chuck, I've been through 5 of these conventions. I think that the way you measure where people are in terms of bumps is about 10 days to 2 weeks after both conventions. They came off their convention. I haven't seen any bump. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I think that what happened at their convention was alienating to the people they need to reach, people beyond their base. I think if you were a big fan of Donald Trump going in, you came out a big fan. I think if you heard him scream at you for 90 minutes during his announcement speech, I don't think there are a whole lot of moderate, middle-of-the-road voters who respond to that kind of hectoring from a guy who's preaching some divisive rhetoric.
All right, Joel Berenson, it's getting...
Yeah, Joel Berenson, this guy, honestly, he... I'm not warm and fuzzy about him, so obviously I'm not warm and fuzzy about Hillary Clinton. And again, I gotta keep saying this, I'm a one-issue voter at this point because Trump don't do it for me and neither does Clinton. And the only saving grace as far as me voting is I'm voting for Supreme Court justices that are progressive enough to get the issues decided in the direction that I believe that they should be decided in.